I can't wait to visit with Bridget Ziegler. She's the Vice President of School Board Leadership Programs at the Leadership Institute. This story out of New York City where a bunch of minority teacher applicants are going to become millionaires because they failed the teacher's exam perhaps shows you why there's such a need to have common sense on our school board. Bridget, great to see you again. Welcome back to the show. There's so many crazy stories we could talk about, the New York story being one of them, but I also was just mystified by a speech given by the president of the National Education Association, Becky Pringle. Now, 7,000 NEA delegates were in attendance earlier this month in Orlando. I want to play a little bit of this. Let's listen together to Becky Pringle. This is the actual president of today's National Education Association, arguably, of course, the largest and most influential teachers union in America.
We have come here to Florida, our nation's ground zero for shameful, racist, homophobic, misogynistic, xenophobic rhetoric and dangerous actions. We have come here because our children are here. We have come here because our colleagues are here. We have come to Florida because educators and students and their communities are being attacked by laws that threaten their safety and question their humanity, that block their access to every basic right that defines the word freedom. We stand ready to lift up and protect our colleagues and their students. And right here in Florida, we will preserve and strengthen a democracy that was steeped in the power of the Constitution of the United States of America. It is we, the people, NEA, we the people.
Now, Bridget Ziegler, you're involved with the Leadership Institute in training moms and dads and grandparents and concerned citizens to run for and win school board races. I don't even know that we should even talk. We could just play her all day long. I mean, Bridget, she's the president of the NEA.
She gives you the chills, not goosebumps, like inspirational goosebumps. She gives you the chills, and it's very much, it underscores just the tenor and the culture of the teachers' unions, which has captured America's education system for decades, which is very directly tied to the radical left. And if that doesn't look radical enough to you, I don't know what does. But I can tell you, as a school board member also in Florida, I tell her, bring it on. We know all of that thing, all of the stuff that she just said is a bunch of rhetoric. Parents across the country, as you mentioned, are stepping up. They're tired of the radical agendas being pushed down our children's throats, and we're ready to take our school boards back. And people across the country, thousands, and I mean thousands of moms and dads who've never been politically active are stepping up. And it's videos like that that really get them ready to go. And so that was a great promo video for what we're doing here at the Leadership Institute.
And Bridget, to be clear, you're chair of the Sarasota, Florida County School Board, so you know what you're talking about, and your reaction, I think, is spot on. In fact, if you don't mind, let's listen to some more of this, because Becky Pringle, if you think that first clip was bad, wait for this. She was just getting started.
In this moment, when voting rights hang in the balance, when reproductive rights are at risk, we are required to fight for fair and free elections and a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. NEA, in this moment, with the residue of the pandemic still lingering, with our psyches still fragile, we must make sense of all that we have lost and all that we have learned. In this moment, when your professional responsibility and your academic freedom to teach the truth of this nation's history and its impact to this day can actually cost you your license or your job or your life.
Now, again, I want to reiterate, this is the president of the National Education Association, Bridget Ziegler. We're talking grade school. You know, these are, kids 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 1st. I mean, this is the lady who's in charge of the largest teachers union in America. I mean, Bridget, it's stunning. What in the world is she up there at the podium shrieking about abortion rights over?
Exactly. Well, and I was like, where do I begin with that clip? There's so many elements, but we'll start exactly where you stated is, first of all, again, if you think about the left right now, they realize that they're losing their stronghold on education across the country. And so they've used this thing, well, we don't want politics in education. No, as a conservative, we don't want politics in education. And that, what she just talked about, abortion rights, that's political. What does it have to do with anything to do with K-12 education? And I know most parents, I know a vast majority of parents across the country want that conversation to have no part in our children's education. And we're seeing that being introduced. They partner with Planned Parenthood at the national level to introduce sex education standards. All of them have been playing at the top, and you can't hide it anymore from the parents. And there's no amount of rhetoric that this woman can do, and in the heart of Florida, the heart of freedom, that's going to stop the movement of parents. And Leadership Institute is right there with them to help them be effective, to get elected and change course correct, because these are the kind of people who have had the control over our children's education for decades. It's no wonder why we see the proficiency rates that we do across the nation.
Exactly. And I'm so pleased to be able to say that everybody can play a role in pushing back against this insanity. If you go to takebackourschools.com, your $50 gift will be matched dollar for dollar all this month by a matching grant up to $100,000. And of course, the goal, the aim of the Leadership Institute is to train thousands of moms and dads and concerned citizens to run for and win local school board races. You can go to takebackourschools.com now. Takebackourschools.com if you're as enraged by this as the rest of us. And I want to play some more, but I also, Bridget, if you don't mind, I want to do something a little unconventional with us, with your regular appearance on my show. I want to take some phone calls. I want to hear from moms and dads and parents. Do you mind? I don't want to put you on the spot.
I would love to. That'd be amazing.
All right. 1-800-655-MIKE to join Bridget Ziegler and me. Bridget, of course, is the vice president of the School Board Leadership Program at the Leadership Institute. She's chairwoman of the Sarasota County School Board, a mother of 3 daughters. She has been motivated to reform public school education, and it's people like Becky Pringle, the president of the NEA, who have motivated great people like Bridget Ziegler to get involved. So give me your reaction to what you're hearing from the president of the National Education Association. Her comments, thankfully, have gotten a lot of media attention over the last few days. 1-800-655-MIKE to join Bridget and me. 800-655-6453. If abortion rights wasn't bad enough, let's listen together to the president of the NEA railing against the Supreme Court.
NEA, in this moment, when an extremist, out-of-touch Supreme Court slammed shut the doors of affirmative action, refused to acknowledge the way student loan debt puts higher education out of reach for so many students, and keeps millions of Americans from experiencing financial freedom in their lifetimes.
I mean, Bridget, I just got a text message on the MyPillow text line. I don't know what's scarier, the fact that someone that psychotic is literally in charge of education in America, or the scum that are cheering her on.
Yeah, well, so much, I'll tell you, people, I don't know who's in that audience, and it is a big audience, but I also work with a lot of teachers and educators across the country, but certainly in my community and across our state. And so many do not align with the union. And that is a big part of where their voice is. And we're trying to give them a voice and a platform so that they are separated from that, because we do need great teachers. We don't need teachers that are part of that kind of union.
That's real important. That's a great distinction. Very important to make. 1-800-655-MIKE. Our lines are jammed for you. Here's Rick in Sarasota, Florida. Your home base, Bridget. Hi, Rick. Welcome to the Mike Gallagher Show.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to call, and I became aware of what was going on in schools during the pandemic, and that's when I got involved. And I got involved with Bridget's team, the Team Them. And I'm glad I did, and I just want to thank her for standing up for our kids.
Oh, that's nice. I bet you hear that a lot, Bridget.
Thank you, Rick. There's still a lot of work to do, but all of it really wouldn't have been possible without you guys. And still stay involved, by the way. Just getting people elected is not enough. We have to stay involved. This
is not a head of a teachers union. You hear her. The caller's right, Bridget. She sounds like a Democrat operative.
Well, exactly. She's a special interest operative and is a radical left operative. And that, again, is the kind of things that we need to be cautious of being injected in our children's education. Public education it's very important that our children of all backgrounds, of all belief backgrounds, but have the opportunity to be successful when they graduate. And we do not need our public schools, which are government funded schools, to be injecting anyone's political agenda, and that a radical agenda at best. And that's what's happening.
And again, my apologies for the shrieking, but you got to hear how radical the head of the NEA is nationally. I mean, one more clip. This is how she ended her speech. I heard somebody on Fox News say last night she either needs some therapy or an exorcist. Listen to the final clip.
NEA, you are those stars in the darkness. Your light will not be dimmed. Your purpose will drive you in our righteous fight for freedom, because you know who you are. That's right. Yes. You know who you are. You are the NEA. Our mission is clear. We will advocate for the rights of education professionals, and we will change this world for our students with that inner fire burning. We will never bend. We will never be broken, because we are the NEA, and we will always do what we must to be worthy of our students. Thank you, NEA, for all you do.
Wow. Again, that's Becky Pringle, the president of the National Education Association, addressing over 7,000 NEA delegates in Orlando. Hey, Bridget, this is what you're up against, because this is what the Leadership Institute is pushing back against and training moms and dads to win school board races to combat this lunacy.
Let me tell you, as a mother, and I see it across the country, we have a fire in our belly that doesn't sound like that, but we will take that on all day long. As parents, you never, ever get in between a mother and their child. And that's what has happened. And that's why we see the movement that's growing every single day, no matter what the left throws at us. And it's really exciting. Quickly to Kimberly in North Carolina. Make it quick, Kimberly. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm a retired teacher, and for the first 10 years, I was a member of, the NEA, NCEA, and a lot of us saw that they didn't do anything but push their own agenda.
Right.
So we dropped out, and, because we didn't want to be a part of that.
I can't imagine any teacher, Bridget Ziegler, wanted to be a part of that.
There's a lot. There is a lot. And it's unfair. It's an unfair comparison that teachers are associated with that. But they have the unions have a louder voice, and that's why we need to give our great educators a voice and a platform.
Well, we could have taken calls all day long. Bridget, thank you. TakeBackOurSchools.com. Let's support this great organization. Again, your $50 gift will be matched dollar for dollar up to $100,000, and that's what we're going to need, your support. TakeBackOurSchools.com. Bridget Ziegler, keep fighting the good fight.
You bet. Thanks, Mike.